I dreamt and I thought that life was all joy. I woke and I saw that life was but service. I served and I discovered that service was joy. Pendel reminded me of this. Where'd I go? He was shout. Pendel reminded me of this quote at our picnic the other day when he talked about service. And I have an idea to share with you today that has to do with service. But there's a problem. This idea is one of those both ideas. It's both very practical, but very theoretical. It's both very simple, like it will take me 2 seconds to explain it to you. I have to have all this build up because it's so simple. It's also very profound. It requires and illuminates a shift in perspective. It's both very obvious and a no-brainer, and it could be the beginning of a whole new world. It's a both idea. So, I'm just going to tell you about it. And then I'm going to try to address it from a few of these different angles. The idea is time banking. Has anyone heard of this idea? A little bit, yeah. And actually, I heard about it from my evaluator today, Joy Hansen. Do not go over to Joy's house unless you want your world changed. Every time I go over there, something happens, and she gives me a new idea, and this was one of them. Time banking. Really cool idea, very simple. You give an hour to somebody in the time bank, you bank that hour, someone keeps track of it, and you can go spend an hour with someone else in the community. That's it, that's the whole idea. My dishwasher breaks, I call somebody in the time bank, someone comes over for an hour to help me with my dishwasher. They now have an hour to spend with someone else, and I now owe an hour of something that I like to do. One of my resources, one of my talents, one of the things I love. I maybe could teach German for an hour. It's a different form of exchange. Good idea, yes? It's really that simple. It builds community. It capitalizes on true resources, talents of a community. But what makes this idea profound is the slight mindset shift that it represents. It's a mindset shift that, in my opinion, is long overdue in our country, in our state, in our community, in my hometown. It has to do with money, and it has to do with the economy. Ugh, the economy. I don't like talking about the economy. It's a big problem. It's messy. I'm not into it. I was very happy to just insert my head right into that sand for many years. Hide out in there. It was really comfortable and cozy. I did this. But unfortunately, I work with businesses all day long. About a year ago, I started coaching businesses and talking to business people every day. In fact, trying to help them make more money. And I have helped people make more money by wrapping their mind around the concept of how to make money by doing something you love. It's difficult. And I heard the words, the economy, so much that I decided to take a look around at this idea. You know, just like look into it. Maybe it's not as bad as I think it's going to be. I even gathered opinions of a lot of people that know a lot more about the subject than I do. Some people in this room, in fact, contributed to my awareness and waking up and gathering information about the problem. And yeah, oh yeah, it's messy. It's every bit as bad as I thought it was going to be. It's worse. The U.S. is printing millions of dollars of money a month. They're really doing that. It's really true. Policies are being bought on both sides. I mean, it's really messy, you guys. my daily life is being impacted right now and seriously has the potential to be impacted much more later. Yeah, this is really happening. It's really hard to hear for me. But I'm not really into talking more about the problem, adding more words and time on this big problem. I really was hungry from the day I got my head out of the sand for a solution. Something I could do, not something someone else should be doing in some other state. Something I could do right now, today, here, close to home solution. And the only solution that I could find was connection, community. Because I have this theory. Everybody at the top is doing all those things that I don't like. I actually know exactly why they're doing them. I don't think it's rocket science. They're doing it to benefit themselves and their families. They're doing it because they think life will be better at $1 billion than $100 million. And honestly, I get that. That's why I do everything I do, to benefit myself and my family, to spend more quality time doing things with the people I love, to have more of what I want, to leave a legacy. I think I understand why they're doing what they're doing. I don't think what they're doing is the problem. I think it's a matter of who they consider to be their family, their community. I think who they consider themselves to be deeply interconnected with is the problem. They've got a little bit too small of a picture of that. If we can expand the sense of who you are deeply interconnected with, that's the only way we're going to be able to take actions that benefit our community, our whole family, our whole connected, very connected planet. I believe connection is what will save the day for our economy and our nation. I believe sharing our resources with each other in a measured and fair way will help a lot in facilitating those connections. So Talent Trade FOCO, the time banking system, is my answer to how we can build connections and truly share our resources in a fair way. I hope there are dozens of more answers just in this city alone. Money absolutely has a place in our economy for sure, but it doesn't have to be the ultimate measuring stick of success or the only way that we give and receive from each other. I'm not anti-money. You guys saw me bring it up as Toastmaster last week, and I love helping people learn to create more money, especially doing something I love. But I'm pretty much anti-anything when we put it above each other. Connections, community, relationships. It doesn't go above there. The who always goes above the what. It's time to stop thinking of money as our only resource. Talent Trade is one of the ways you can get to know our community and all its resources, and I encourage you to look for other solutions like this as well. Thank you.